So at the Rider Mania Motoverse 2023, I got a chance to ride the new Himalayan 450, and this is the video which is the raw ride footage of that experience. And as a previous generation Himalayan owner, I was very happy to ride it. And yeah, if you have not seen this video, you can later. I'll link it in the description and the comment section below. But first, watch this video as I would try to answer the question of if the new Himalayan is better than the previous generation Himalayan. And as a Himalayan owner myself, I think I am capable enough to answer that question. But first, let me introduce myself. My name is Amoghhk. I am from Goa and welcome to our channel AmgK. On this channel, we talk about motorcycles and travel related content. So if those are the things that interest you, please do subscribe to the channel. I would love to see you here again. Coming back to the topic of the video, I would say there are some positives and there are some negatives of the new 450, and I would talk about them. The negatives are not that big, but yeah, I would talk about them. So with that said, let's just get started with the positives. I feel Royal Enfield has done a great work in solving the small issues too with the Himalayan 411. For example, this inclusion of the rear mud flap. I'm sure all the 411 owners would relate to this. The rear shock always gets dirty, no matter if it's a small ride or a proper big journey. And it is very difficult to clean as well, because it gets very tight. You can't even reach with your fingers. But on the new 450, they have provided you with this mud flap for the rear shock, and that is a great addition. Similarly, even for the front mud guard, it has now two places where it is joint and it is more steady, and plus there's this extended mud guard as well. The second thing is this placement of the front number plate. There are many videos on the internet and many riders also would tell you that in certain states, in certain places, when they have traveled, they have been fined because their number plate is not visible, the front number plate. And Royal Enfield has solved that issue by doing this. The third thing I would say is the seat. Even though the ride was very small of about 10 to 11 minutes, but I can tell you that seat itself is quite wide and it is very comfortable. The padding they have used is really nice. The fourth point would be that suspension. Oh my god, that suspension. Just have a look at my shadow in this clip and how the suspension is at work. And I tell you, I kid you not, I did not feel anything, any of those bumps at all. As you can see, I'm just standing on the bike and the bike is doing its thing below me. While coming to the point of standing on the bike, the Footpegs now, I feel they are a bit bigger than the 411 because I was standing there comfortably without the fear of, losing my grip. On the 411, I think the Footpegs are a bit narrower. I might be wrong, but I felt that the Footpegs are a bit bigger. Next, I would say is that engine. I think it's called the Sherpa 450 engine. That engine has a different character to it. It is not like the 411 engine, and it loves to run, and it is very smooth, and I feel it can munch kilometers on the highway. Obviously I need to test it out, but I got that feeling from the engine, and it is very peppy as well. You pull it, the bike will run. Fifth is the exhaust note. It sounds very nice. It is not your typical Royal Enfield exhaust. It sounds very nice. I've lost the count now of the good things, so just add the number here. Next would be that TFT screen. On the GoPro, as you can see, it doesn't look that bright enough, but in reality I could see what is being displayed there at all times. Even though I was wearing my sunglasses, I could see clearly. The brakes on this is actually amazing. Like, even if you don't use engine braking, the bike would stop. And that's a big benefit coming from a 411, that you have the peace of mind that the bike would stop right in time. My 411, it is a non-ABS model. It is a BS4 non-ABS model, so I have to rely a lot on the engine braking to stop myself. But on this, it was very easy. The clutch, it comes with slip and assist clutch, and the clutch is so light that I don't even remember using the clutch.
क्या बात कर रहे रे बाबा?
I was just using it with two of my fingers and I don't even remember using the clutch after the ride. Like it was that light and that good, you can say. Another thing I noticed when I just saw the bike was on the internet, YouTube, Instagram, whatever, the bike looks huge. But in reality, when you see the bike, it actually looks kind of small. So that was kind of comforting for most riders out there who are shorter than 5'5", and they were quite easily handling the bike. On the handling front, the bike wants to remain straight and the bike is well balanced. And I found the bike very easy to maneuver in traffic and off-road situation. Now the bike is lighter if you compare it to a fully loaded 411 Himalayan, but I have done a few changes on my 411 Himalayan. I've converted it into a scrambler. I'll make a video on it. And compared to my bike, it is a bit heavier. But for a normal 411 without panniers, without saddlebags, without anything, without crash guards, the bike is almost similar when you ride it. About the weight, about the actual numbers, I'll put it on the screen. But when you ride it, you don't feel that weight as much. Another surprise was the bike which I was riding, the test ride bike, it had tubeless spoke wheels. So that is a good thing, I feel, that those tubeless spoke rims will make their way to India. I heard from a source online that they are in the process of being registered or something like that. But those tubeless spoke wheels will make their way to India, and that is another good thing about the new 450. The fit and finish this time on the 450 is top notch. I didn't find one panel gap or dangling wires, improper welding, nothing. The bike looked immaculate. The switch gears used are also of a good quality. They are not flimsy or they are responsive. They just tap it and they are there. The new stand, the side stand on the Himalayan, I liked it a lot because the current generation 411 Himalayan, the bike kind of likes to stay straight like this. The new 450, it like automatically just like leans at an angle. So that's a good thing because whenever you're parking your 411, you always have to keep in mind that there isn't a hump or the ground is in this side. The 411 just easily tips over if you have not parked it right at the right spot. The mountings on the front guard, which are given those small clips, that's a good thought as well. You can tie your bags and everything. Like I can imagine all the accessories that are going to come for those mountings, and you can have fun with that. Another good thing is the inclusion of the sixth gear. On this test ride, I did not get to try it, but I feel that would really help a lot because on the 411, along with ABS, I did miss the sixth gear a lot, especially on the highways. Another important point is the inclusion of the seat height adjustment. I feel it would encourage more buyers of different heights to get on this motorcycle and ride it. That's a good thought process by Royal Enfield. So coming to the last three positives of this motorcycle, the handlebar itself is a bit wide as in wider than the 411 original handlebar, the stock handlebar, and it is easier to maneuver and move around the bike. With the handlebar being wider, the mirrors are also placed a bit outside now, so you have more visibility definitely than the 411. I can assure you that. So next up is the liquid cooling technology which Royal Enfield have used this time, and I can assure you it is working. The bikes which were given to us were being test ridden from about 10 a.m. and when we rode it, it was 3:30. So you can imagine the bike was continuously being ridden. The engine should have been hot, but it was not hot at all. Now let's move to the negatives. There are three things which I kind of found could have been better or wasn't the best on the 450. Now these things are not a deal breaker and I feel it can be improved by Royal Enfield themselves. So let's see. The first one was the rear brake lights. They look amazing and I think they have done that to reduce the rear seat height as well. But when you turn on the side lights, as you can see in this clip, the side light is not visible that much. Even in real life, I couldn't properly, you had to pick the, you have to make sure that the side light is on. Like say suppose you're riding the 450 and you have turned on the side light, it is proper daylight and if someone is not paying attention to your motorcycle, I don't think they'll be able to see that side light blinking. So that can be a bit dangerous. But yeah, I feel aftermarket solutions or maybe Royal Enfield might use a brighter side light. I mean, these are pre-production bikes, so they will do some changes to it. The second was the throttle response. There was a bit of a lag, like you pull the throttle and then the bike accelerated. So there was a bit of delay between the two, but I feel like that would be resolved in the production models. And the third point was, I don't know if you've seen my Interceptor videos, the 7 reasons I hate the Interceptor 650. In that video, I had mentioned about the foot peg and the gear lever hitting my shin while moving the bike around. I felt that is kind of happening on the new 450. I think I would need to ride the bike again to confirm that. But yeah, first two things are kind of, you know, places for improvement for the 450. But yeah, they are not a deal breaker at all because you're getting an amazing package. And I would love to ride that bike again for a longer time to, you know, understand the bike more and obviously share the experience with you guys and to compare it with the 411 because I have a 411, so it is easier to do that. So to answer the question which we asked in the start of the video, is it better than the current 411? I would say it is better than the current 411 by a lot because it is totally a different bike. It is a new engine, it is a new chassis, it is a new suspension. The braking performance is better. That TFT screen with the Google Maps option to, you know, we didn't get to try it out, but I'm sure you have already seen it in multiple videos on how it works. I think Ichi Boots has uploaded the video. In that, it has shown the TFT screen showing Google Maps. So that is really a good inclusion. You don't have to put your phone there and, you know, get all messy and stuff. If you're considering to buy an adventure bike in this market in India right now, just go and test ride it. I feel you will love it. So yeah, that's about it. This was my take on the 450 as a Himalayan owner. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your time. If you like this video, please do subscribe to the channel if you're new. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below about the video, about the bike, about me, how I can improve, whatever. If you have any thoughts, leave it in the comment section below. And share this video with someone who wants to buy the new Himalayan or someone who already has a 411 and is thinking of buying a 411. And I would love to see you again on the channel. Thank you so much for watching. Peace out.
So please whatever. Please I want to reach 1 million likes. So please